What's up? How you guys doing tonight? Ready for a show? What's up, people? Got a good show for you tonight, I hope. If all goes according to plan, which it usually doesn't. Alright, let's see. So tonight, we are going to talk about a few different mods. No tutorials tonight. Got a bunch of giveaways, some mod news, you know, usual format. But tonight we're going to be talking about the Spectrum M1 by Footoon, also known as UBO Systems. We are going to take a look at the Doodle Bug, which is a Genesis-style atomizer from Rocketsciencemods out of the UK. And we're also going to take a look at the Fine Hybrid by Iulian O. Dorojan. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but hey, what are you gonna do? Not too much. Not too much. Holy sponsors! Yeah, I got a few sponsors. Yes, and thank you to all of my sponsors, who are the people who provide the lovely giveaways that we have on the show. So appreciate it, all of them. And all of my sponsors are people that I have done business with as well, and continue to do business with. So I think they all are excellent vendors and reliable vendors. So did I murder that name? Yeah. Is it? I thought it was Iulian. I don't know. He's Italian. I don't speak Italian. Maybe whatever. Anyway, so yeah, we got a lot to go over tonight. Mod news, got some interesting topics to discuss, so going to get the ball rolling here, and we're going to start things off as we usually do with me squirting a water bottle at Fred, because he's getting into my shit already, and we haven't even really started. And let's see, let's give away some Allison Vapeland juice, shall we? So first off, Allison Vapeland giveaway, 18 milliliter bottle of juice in your choice of flavor, nic content, and VGPG ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type go in chat, and when I do, I want you guys to pick a number from, bear with me. Oh, we got quite a few people in the room already, so let's do a number from 1 to 50. Alright, so when I say go, pick a number from 1 to 50, type it in chat, and you have until I say stop in chat, and I'll give you a warning. A little early, 4:20. Alright, give it a little more time. Oh, Doc Dave's already in the house. What's up, dude? Numbers still rolling in. And just FYI, I know there's people from all over here tonight. Thank you. Some of the new faces I see showing up already. Unless otherwise noted, the giveaways are for internationals, so, or can be shipped internationally. So let's see here. I'm gonna go with your first number, pack 79. If we have a tie, we just do a roll off. So, and I'm gonna say stop here in just a couple seconds. Get your numbers in if you haven't already. And stop. All right. All right, very good. Let's see what we got. winner is 12. Okay. Alright, let's see. Do we have... I see an 11, Flame Chica, and a 13 from Real Zamicon. So we're going to have a roll-off between Real Zamicon and Flame Chica. When I say go... No, I counted you. You were a little off, though. It was a number from 1 to 40, or 1 to 50. Let's see here. So pick a number from 1 to 10, you two. When I say go in chat, and we'll see who wins. Alright, and the winner is the Real Zamicon. Congratulations, sir. I'm sending you a PM right now. That's got my email address in it. What I need you to do is send me a reply to my email address, or send me an email with the flavor that you want from AllisonVapeland.com, the NIC content that you want, the VG-PG ratio that you want, and also please make sure you include your shipping address as well. And there you go. That's my email address. You'll see it come across in chat. That's a private message. All right, very good. So let's get started, and we'll get started with some mod news. So big talk this week has been about the Crown. So for those of you that are not familiar with the Crown is a device that's made by Artisan Vaping. I'm going to post the URL in chat real quick. That's Artisan Vaping. From what I understand, it is not going to be available for purchase from Artisan Vaping. It's going to be similar to the way the Kick is distributed. It's going to be distributed through retailers, through other retailers. Basically, there's two different versions of it. It functions similar to the Kick, but it's being called the Kick Killer. Basically, you drop it in the same way that you drop a Kick into your device. Similar. It's got, but instead of having to adjust with a screwdriver, you actually adjust it by firing your device. So, you know, you would fire it a couple times and then hold it down to go down, and then fire it 3 times and hold it down to go up. I don't know exactly what all the functions are. I haven't used one, but it's pretty cool. It goes. There's 2 different versions. There is a variable wattage version that goes from 5 to 10 watts in 1 watt increments, and there's also a variable voltage version that goes from 3.5 to 5.5 volts in 0.2 volt increments. And it beeps at you to let you know kind of what you're doing. I've heard good things about it. The only issue that I've heard is some people have complained when using it in a metal tube mod that it's very difficult to hear the beep, so you have to kind of hold it up to your ears. So but other than that, you know, initial impressions are positive, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, actually, you're right, Zach, and problems with the magnet falling off the spacer. So if you're using it in a non-telescoping mod, you have to use a spacer with it as well, because it's not the same thickness as the Kick. It doesn't... you know, if you put it on an 18500 battery, it's not the same length as an 18650 battery, like the way that the Kick works. So you have to use a spacer if you're not using a non-telescopic mod. So, and there have been some issues with, I guess, the quality control, the battery, which is just glued onto that fuse, which is also a spacer. So, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it does have the same limitations as the Kick. Naughty. I personally I'm probably never going to use one, but it's an interesting idea. I mean, the cool thing about it is for people that do like to use the Kick, you know, it allows you to adjust on the fly, which is pretty neat. So, yep, spacer is also a fuse. So anyway, that's the crown. You know, it'll be available soon. I think Artisan Vaping has sent it out to some reviewers, but it's not being distributed yet. So no, it is not half watt increments. It's full watt increments. So it's 6 settings: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the wattage, and then the variable voltage version has more options. Obviously, it goes up in 0.2 volt increments. Let's see. Next up, in mod news, we have the Caress and the Chow Chow from Animods. Both of these are a dripper type device, or a drip tank, or you know, rebuildable cartomizer, whatever you want to call them. Similar type of setup to like a spheroid, but the difference being you can use these both as just a dripper as well, which with the spheroid isn't really designed to do that. So kind of a cool idea. There's two different ones, like I said. There's the Caress, which is the one that you see on the left here, and then there is the Chow Chow, which is the one on the right. The Caress, you have a couple different options with it. You actually have a different sleeve for it if you want to use it as a straight dripper, and it's got a larger juice capacity for dripping than the Chow Chow, which is the one on the left. That one's really designed to be used with that filler material like the spheroid, but can be used as a dripper as well. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. Like I said, they're available from Animods. Let me post the link real quick if you want to take a look. This is the link for the Caress. Eye rape. That sounds unpleasant. Well, let me take a vape and I'll keep going. So, next, now this isn't really brand new news, but it's official. The wands are out. So, you know, this has been a long time coming. The wand by Mark Bugs, titanium Genesis style atomizer, was originally designed specifically for the, sorry, cat being a douche, was originally designed for the Wizard TI, the titanium Wizard, and you know, there were some prototypes that were sold, and you know, it's officially out now. The 2013 run is done. They're being shipped. I think they're going out today, so you'll start seeing them very soon. It's a pretty cool looking device. I haven't tried one yet. I do have one coming, so you know, we'll talk about it on the show. You know, some weeks from now, maybe later this month or next month. We'll see. But it's titanium. It's got some really cool features. It's got a lot of the things that I look for in a Genesis style atomizer. I like that it's got a large wick hole. I personally prefer that. Just, you know, it's just for quicker setup. I mean, U-wicks do work extremely well, but I find it's easier to you know, to set up a straight wick for obvious reasons. I'm pretty sure everyone finds it easier to set up a straight wick because, you know, it's easier. But yeah, it should be interesting. It's insulated, so you'll be able to do you'll be able to easily do a pulse fire oxidation if you don't want to oxidize the wick beforehand. So that's pretty cool. You know, standard threading, only weighs 28 grams. So it's extremely light because it's titanium, and it's got you know, adjustable airflow and adjustable juice flow. From what I understand, I don't exactly know how that function on it works. I haven't, you know, held one in my hand and seen how that works, but I think it has to do with a cover over the fill hole, so you can control, you know, the wicking that way, control how quickly the air can get back into the tank as the juice is pulled up through the wick. So pretty cool though. I'm excited about it. So those are shipping, and will be in people's hands very shortly. Some people already have them actually. So let's see what's next. These I'm actually really excited about as well. The price on the wand, I believe they're 100. I think they're 175 euro, and they were a little bit less than that for people that did the pre-order and like current owners of the Wizard's Apprentice and the Wizard TI. So, let's see. Next up, these I'm stoked about. This is a really cool line of pipes. So these are by Mycroft Milverton's Magnificent Electronic Pipes. You guys can take a look at the website if you want. I'm going to share the link with you guys. Here you go. So, I mean, just from taking a look around at the website, Mycroft Milverton has some awesome looking pipes. The prices on them are pretty reasonable too, considering, you know, they look like they have an incredibly high level of craftsmanship. Made in the UK. He's in Liverpool. Yeah, they look awesome. I mean, you know, there's some that have kind of a steampunk feel to them. Some of them look more like a classic pipe. They're really all over the place with the designs, which I think is what really attracted me to them. And you know, there's a lot of really unusual, interesting looking pipes. And you can go to the website if you're interested in acquiring one of these, and you can actually sign up for a notification when new pipes go live on the site. So I plan on hopefully picking one of those up. Let's see. And now, last bit of mod news. So it's a clone. This is the Vertigo or the Dream Tank or whatever you want to call it, but you know, it's been out for a couple weeks now. It's a K-Fun clone. It looks like it's a clone of the V2, I think. I haven't seen the insides of it, but it looks like it's a version 2 K-Fun that they cloned. For those of you that are not familiar with the K-Fun is an awesome atomizer, actually. It's a Russian atomizer available at the link that I just posted. Yeah, you know what, Ghost, I'm actually not sure. I just saw the photo of it and thought it looked really cool. It looks like it's got, it looks like it's basically got a mod stand built into it, that pipe. You know, it's got two, you know, pieces of copper tubing that sit flat, so you can just rest it. I'm not really sure. It looks awesome, though. It doesn't look particularly travel-friendly, though, but that's okay. So anyway, the link I just posted, that's for Sfamesto. You're going to want to use maybe Google Chrome with Google Translate. And, you know, since it's all in Russian, but it's an awesome atomizer. But the clone is out. You know, if you can't afford the real deal, the clone is available. I haven't tried the clone. But, you know, if you want to give it a try and report back to me, they are available at Discount Vapors. And I'm going to post that real quick. Alright, there's Discount Vapors for you. If you're watching on an iPad or an iPhone, components pops, that might be the issue, because I think the video is flash. But anyway, so yeah, there's the K-Fun clone. Still nothing, huh? I don't know what to tell you, man. I think everybody else can see the video. So, anyway, moving on. Let's do another giveaway, and then we're going to start talking about the Spectrum. We'll get to the good part of the show. So, giveaway number 2. This is from RTD Vapor. We're giving away an Igo L dripper. Okay? This is a rebuildable dripping atomizer. And I'm going to bump this up to 75. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to type go in chat, and as soon as you see go in chat, pick a number from 1 to 75 this time, and yeah, type it out in chat. There we go. Keep them coming. Alright. So I'm going to say stop in chat in just a couple seconds. If you haven't gotten a number in, please do. And stop. Alright, here we go. So, let's see who wins. Alright. There were 2 numbers that came in late, but I'll count them, because I'm a nice guy. Let's see what we got here. 5. Oh, naughty. 5 for naughty. Let's see if we got any other 5s. It's all yours, naughty. Congratulations. Alright, I'm going to shoot you my email address. Just email your shipping address to me, and I will send that on to Randy over at RTD Vapor, and he will ship that on to you. Congratulations. It's incoming in chat, so keep an eye out for a PM. Alright, there you go. Okay, cool. So, the Spectrum. The Spectrum M1. So, my initial impressions of this device were this. Ready? Holy fuck. That thing's complicated. So, it's got a lot of parts. It's a complex mod. The engineering behind this mod is really impressive. And, you know, I hate to say it. I'm gonna say it. It reminds me of a GGTS a little bit, but that's the only time I'm gonna say that tonight. It is by no means a copy of the GGTS, in my personal opinion. There is so much that this has to offer. So just so you can get a look at this real quick, here's the Spectrum M1. Okay, the finish that I got on this is called Titan Black. Okay. And what you see on the top here is something called the ice. I will talk about that in a little bit. And then I have a little matching drip tip on there too. We'll show you that in a moment. But I'm going to take a vape off of it real quick. That's good stuff. So, Spectrum M1, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty complex. The engineering's really impressive. It's got a lot of really cool features. So first I'll start off, what does it come with? It comes with a few extra copper springs and a whole bunch of extra O-rings. And you can actually, one of the kind of cool features about this is if you want to use the O-rings as spacers for, you know, if you have something that doesn't fit flush for whatever reason or whatever, it does have an adjustable pin, but if for some reason you have something that doesn't fit flush, you can actually use the O-rings, but you can take them with you because you can store the O-rings inside the bottom cap. So the bottom cap is slightly recessed and has like a little bit of a lip there, and the O-rings actually fit over that copper spring, and you can store them in the base. Kind of a cool feature. So, you know, I mean, I never even would have thought of that, but that's why I don't make mods, and other people do. So that's pretty cool. It's got some nice engravings on it. I'll show you this real quick. The UVO Spectrum M1, you can see right there. That's at the top. And then if you telescope it out, you can see M1 on there as well. There you go. Okay. The button design is really interesting. So the button, instead of having a lock ring that twists and then comes up to meet the button, the way this works is it comes up and covers the button. So the button is in the center there. Okay, it's nice and clicky. And then this little thing right here dials out and covers the button up. And you can see, if you look at it from the side, you can't see the button at all. See that? So, you know, that's not going off anytime soon. The button fires every time. It hits very hard. The contacts in it are all silver-plated brass. And it does have a couple springs in it. The springs are all copper. And, you know, like I said, it does hit quite well. That's good. That's a lot of vapor and a lot of flavor. And I'm just using this in its kind of 510 dripper mode. And I've got an HH357 in there that I'm dripping into using this ice thing on it. Okay, so now this piece at the top with the ribbing, that's called the ice. All right. Now the purpose of that is, little focus. Come on now. Behave. Little camera. There you go. The purpose of the ice is, this is kind of crazy, but for those of you that are familiar with high-end electronics, like you know, high-end RAM, for example, that's designed to, you know, that has the little metal fingers that come off of it that dissipate the heat. That's what this is designed to do. It dissipates the heat from the body of the 510 atomizer that you have in there. Pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly what purpose that serves. I think it probably has something to do with, you know, not overheating the juice that's inside so it doesn't thin the juice out. I'm not really sure. You're definitely not going to, you know, burn your hand on the side of the atomizer. That's pretty cool. Oh, that drip tip on the top, by the way, that matches almost perfectly. It's titanium. The finish doesn't match quite right, but I love the look of it on there. It's the same kind of design. That's made by Vape Syndicate, one of my sponsors. Thank you. Let me take another vape. Hold on. So, yeah, I mean, the vape's great, and I'm just using it in the dripper mode. I'm usually more of a rebuildable guy, but, you know, with the HH357's a good atomizer, and using this in dripper mode, you have a couple different ways you can do it. You can just put the regular top cap on it, and it's got a juice well that can hold like 10 to 15 drops of juice, and it has what's called a liquid, what the hell does he call it? It's a liquid reload system. It serves the same purpose as like a kind of like a drip shield, except it holds a lot more juice, and it feeds it like a bottom feeder, right through the hole in the bottom of the mod, or right through the hole in the bottom of the atomizer, or through the air slots in the side of the atomizer. So it's pretty cool. It's definitely the best vape I've gotten from an HH357, and you know, certainly the most convenient vape I've gotten off the HH357 as well. And there's a couple different ways that you can fill it. If you're using it in the regular drip mode with this piece, where you just have this sitting on top instead of using the ice, and then the atomizer just sits right down into that, you can just, you know, take the atomizer off and actually drip right down into the center, and there's that 10 to 15 drop juice well in there. It's less convenient to do it that way if you have the ice on there too, and if you have it set up the way that I do, all you do is just pop the drip tip off, and you can drip, you know, 5 drops, 10 drops, whatever, right into the top, and you just wait for it to kind of soak down through the atomizer, and it'll fill that well for you. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So it's made, wow. So it's made with 304 grade stainless, which is not the surgical implant grade stainless, but you may not realize this. It is more conductive than 314. I think it's 314. Yes, which is, I believe, the surgical implant grade stainless steel. So let's see. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to questions because I've been kind of rambling on about that. So yeah, the ice does come with the mod. I'm sorry, I know I just saw Darkmoon Dreamer complaining about me not reading chat. I try. I have so much crap over here I'm trying to go through. So yes, it's made of, I believe the ice is also made of stainless steel. I think it's the same material as the rest of the mod, which is the 304. Okay, thank you, Shooter. 316 is the other one. So this is 304 though. Food grade, higher conductivity, stainless steel. So I'm trying to pay attention to chat too. It's 23 millimeter diameter. So the 22 mil atomizers I think look really nice on it. It does have a self-adjusting pin, so you can get everything to fit nice and flush on there. I had my Doodlebug on there before, and it looks really, really nice. It has adjustable airflow. I don't know if I mentioned that already, so I don't know if you can see, but there are wee tiny air holes. Wee tiny! Just below where that red O-ring is, as soon as this decides it wants to focus and play nice. Come on now. Are you gonna be an asshole again? It's not gonna play nice, that's okay. I'm just gonna leave autofocus on because I'll forget to turn it. I'll forget to turn manual focus off, and I'll be all blurry for the rest of the show if I don't. So, anyway, there's 4 holes around the sides. It has adjustable airflow with this little ring right here. Okay, so you can turn this up, and it comes up to meet that red O-ring that you see there. So, let's see. And it's really fine threading, so you can thread it up really slowly and really get kind of fine adjustment on that airflow. It's pretty cool. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. I probably have said it a lot of times talking about this mod. Everything about this mod is pretty cool. The engineering's just really, really awesome. Oh, did I mention? This is another interesting bit here. I don't think I mentioned this part. Hold on. You'll see what I'm doing in just a moment. Now this is not a what I would call a brand new innovative feature, because it is available on some other mods, but I think this is sweet, especially because I personally like well, I'll tell you in a sec. I don't want to ruin the surprise. So, oh, look at that, buttons on the bottom now. Oh, so just like on the 69 mod, you can switch the location of the button from top to bottom. I love that because I like when I'm not using a Genesis style, which is, it is rare, but when I'm not using a Genesis style atomizer, if I'm using a dripper or a setup like this with like an HH 357, pardon me, I like a side button near the top. Like, I like a thumb button. I just like the feel of kind of tilting it toward myself with the thumb underneath, pressing the button in. When I use a Genesis style, I prefer a bottom button, because when you use a Genesis style, you're generally trying to point the wick hole and the air hole toward yourself. So, if the button's like over here, you have to kind of like hold it funny and like tilting it up and make, doing all this weird shit with your hand. This prevents that, because with the bottom button, you can kind of wrap your pinky around it. If it's in an odd location, you can press it up against the palm of your hand. That's how I actually typically fire the bottom button. So, yeah, and it hits great, and it vapes awesome. So that's pretty cool. Checking chat again just to see if you guys have any other questions. Let's see. How much does it run? So the last run of them, I believe with shipping, cost around I think it was 245 US or 250 US, and they're from Korea. That's including shipping from Korea and PayPal fees and everything. So it is not an inexpensive mod, but considering the amount of engineering and tiny parts and everything that goes into this, I can see why this is a little more pricey than some other very basic mods. So yeah, it's not cheap though, and I think the price is going to go up too, because I read something about Footoon actually lost money on the last run, so it's probably going to go up. But anyway, I'm going to take another vape on. What Naughty said, I think it is worth it. This is an awesome device. It's so cool. It has so many cool features. I mean, I never thought that I would enjoy using, just an old HH357 as much as I am with this thing. But it's just so cool. It's so well designed. It's got so many awesome features, and the vape is just fantastic. And I'm actually doing a little bit of disassembly off to the side here, so bear with me a moment, because I want to show you a couple other things. Hold on. So, one of the things I was talking about earlier is how you can just fill it directly, like you can actually fill the atomizer, or fill the mod with juice. So I've taken the ice off and I took the atomizer out, and this is what the top looks like, and then reassembling it, pretty straightforward. The airflow control threads onto that other top cap that you have here. And of course I think I put it on upside down. Of course I did. Story of my life. I put things on upside down. That's what I do. Alright, cool. And then pop that cap on. And everything, just so you know, like, I mean, I don't know if you can see this, but like, it just slides on real smooth and firm because of the O-rings on it. The O-rings are all real snug. They all fit really snug. They're all very much juice tight. And then, now that we're set up like this, you actually can just fill that center part with the juice, not the little tiny metal hole in the center there. Although if you did get juice in there, it actually is fine because it's sealed at the bottom. But you just put the juice around that, and then you can pop your atomizer on there and puff away. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So hold on a sec. I'm gonna put a little bit of juice in here. Just gonna, just dripping it in. I already had a little bit in there, so I just put 5-6 drops in there, and then put the HH in there. It's just a little HH357. Let's screw that up. Share firing. Cool. And my drip tip. And there you have it. And this is in dripper mode without the ice. Okay? So that's the regular top, the standard top cap on it without that ice attachment. And I'm going to take a vape off of this now. And oops, I pulled a little too hard and pulled too much juice into the atomizer. So that's a note if you have one of these things. If you suck on it real hard, and actually it's my own fault, I'm an idiot. I had the airflow almost all the way closed. So remember that whole thing about me telling you guys that I'm not a guru and you should take everything I say with a grain of salt? Yeah, here's a perfect example. So let's try that again. That's better. So I had the airflow control closed, and that's why I was sucking juice up the thing. But anyway, so basically it feeds the juice up from the bottom, almost like a bottom feeder, but it uses the suction of you know, pulling the juice up, or pulling air through to pull the juice up into the atomizer, and it works great. So now, let me show you. Actually, I'm going to take another vape. Awesome. So, now, let me show you real quick. Take that off. Now you can see, nice and clean. And I'll just show you what it looks like with... I'll go with a Doodlebug, since that's what I've got sitting next to me. Adjustable pin. Thread it down all the way. Look at that. Look how sexy that is. Nice and flush. And we can hide that O-ring, because I don't need the airflow control, so I'll screw that all the way up. And there you have it. And that's what the Spectrum looks like with the Doodlebug on top. Look at that. Right down the center there. Does that look nice? So yeah. That's the Spectrum M1 by Footoon. It's really awesome. It's a really cool device. It performs really well. You know, I don't think that I would use it, you know, as I've been using it all week. I haven't really been using it in the drip mode too much. I'm not really a big dripper in the non-rebuildable type drippers, like a 510 atomizer dripper, like the, you know, the HH357. But for those that are, it's an awesome mod. For those that aren't, it's an awesome mod, because it's just a really good performing mod. I've been using it most of the week with the Doodlebug on top of it, and it's just phenomenal. I am not going to set the Doodlebug up live. No, I'm sorry. I don't have enough time today. I will talk about the issues that I had with the first batch Doodlebug setup and how they have been fixed in the most recent batches, though. So did it again. Airflow control, airflow control. Must remember airflow control. I use Genesis style. They don't have airflow control. Let's try that again. I am actually naughty. I am going to be, and yes, the Vape On people already know about this, or at least the guy who runs the channel does. I'm going to be doing an appearance, a guest appearance on Vape Team after my show's over, around 10 past, or 20 past 10. We're doing a little round table to discuss mesh rebuildables. So, I do. It's true. Love the juice in my mouth. Thanks, Ghost. So anyway, yeah, so that's the Spectrum M1. It's a great mod. I highly recommend it if you can get one. I don't know when the next list is going to go live, but it is just fantastic. I'm just real quick, I'm going to do a quick rundown of some of the features that maybe I didn't cover, just so you guys know everything that this is capable of. So it has... the threaded end squeeze control, airflow control. So you can actually set the you can actually set this up upside down so that you control the airflow manually with your thumb by sliding it up and down, and you can control it like while you're I don't know, it's really weird. You can control it while you're vaping. So, and then you also have the adjustable one, which is how I have it set up, where you can just screw this on and off. You have, you know, the airflow control works with any kind of atomizer. It doesn't matter if it's something that fits flush on the top or like a, you know, an HH357 like this, the way it's designed. The chamber holds about 10 to 15 drops. The leaked excuse me, oh my goodness. The leaked e-liquid drips down through the bottom hole and is collected into that chamber as well, and then it's redrawn in with that liquid reload system. The switch, like I said, can be set up as a, you know, bottom section or a top portion. It telescopes. I didn't mention this. You can actually remove the telescope section, and this part right here actually screws directly into this top piece, so the whole telescope's removed, and you can use it with an 18350, or you can use it, if you screw this all the way down, it'll be 18500, and then if you have it set up like I do right here, where, you know, the telescope is out a little bit, that's the 18650 mode. There's also a spacer that will be available that'll allow you to use it with 18650 and a kick if you so desire. You can store the extra O-rings inside the mod. Awesome. And you can use those to, you know, for a number of purposes, for the airflow or for adjusting the positive contact. Let's see, what else? It's got a locking switch, obviously. Oh, the threading on the top, the direct threading on it actually matches the threading of the Z-ADG and the UFS. So if you have a UFS or a Z-ADG, you can use those without an adapter on this device as well. And he's going to be adding more features in the next version, which is just crazy. I don't know how many more features you could add to this thing. It is a very much feature-rich device. I am reading it off of a Google spreadsheet that I put together, Naughty, but I pulled the information off of Vaporwall. It's under Footoon's section on Vaporwall in the modders section. I believe it's either in the M1 tutorial or M1 list. One of those that lists all the features of the device, and you can see it in there. So yeah, that's the M1 Spectrum. Thing is fantastic. You know, I'm not going to give it a rating out of 10. I just, you know, I have a tough time with that. I will say that the device performs incredibly well. It hits very hard. For something that has so many features and so much going on, for there to be very little voltage loss and for it to hit as hard as it does is really impressive. I am not giving it away, sorry. I really like this thing a lot. So very high praise for this device. Footoon, well done. This is an awesome mod. It should be getting more fanfare than it is. You know, it doesn't really seem to have been there really doesn't seem to have been as much excitement around the device as maybe there should be, because it's awesome. So anyway, that's all I got to say about the M1. So let's move on. Why don't we do another giveaway? This time what we're going to do is I'm going to give away a coupon code for Vape Syndicate, which is one of my sponsors. No drip tip this week. We're going to do another drip tip next week. This week it'll be a coupon code that's good for use on juice. It'll either get you a 10 milliliter bottle for free, or you can apply the coupon code to a larger bottle and pay the difference if you're interested in doing that. So I will say all the juices that I've had from Vape Syndicate are awesome. He's doing a really good job over there and making awesome drip tips and awesome juice, and I'm just, oh, look who's here. The star of the show, It's Fred rubbing up against the back of my head and standing on my shoulder. So everyone's been waiting for him. So anyway, here is the link to Vape Syndicate if you want to check out their website. His drip tips typically go up on Fridays. I think he's got some going up this Friday, so keep an eye out. They're awesome, really nice drip tips. I've got a few of them. The one that you saw on top of the I think Fred is laying down. The one alright, buddy. Yeah, there you go. The one that you saw on top of the ice that matched the ice so nicely is actually one of the ones that he sells. They're all titanium. I think he's actually doing a run of brass stuff too. I might give Fred away actually, but first you get to look at his butthole. Oh, he didn't do it. Usually when I scratch the base of his tail, it goes boop, and then you get to look at his butthole. But not tonight. Not tonight. He's feeling shy. But there he goes. Now he's laying down across the back of my neck. That's nice. So he'll probably be there for the rest of the show. Vape Syndicate there. Let's do the giveaway. Hold on one sec. I feel like half of you guys just watched the show to see Fred. What do we got? Let's do 1 to 75 again. And like I said, winner's going to get a coupon code from me. Please do not share it. It is for one use only, so if you share it, you will not get to use it. And when I say go, in chat, pick a number from 1 to 75, and go. You're an ass, Bones Pops. Alright. Give it a little more time. Five more seconds. And stop. Alright. Let's see. What do we got? Winner is 67. Let's see. 67. I see a 71. And a 64. Looks like it's the closest. Alright. See, just make sure. Shooter, congratulations. I'm sending you a PM right now with the coupon code. Just go to Vape Syndicate. The coupon code is good for $5.99 off plus free shipping. So it'll either buy you a 10 milliliter bottle for free, or it'll get you a discount and free shipping off of a larger bottle. So the message you're getting in chat from me is the coupon code. Here you go, sir. Congratulations. So, let's move on. What do we have up next? Next, we are going to talk about the Doodle Bug. Okay? So, the Doodle Bug by Rocketsciencemods. Yep, that's good stuff. The Doodle Bug. I like the Doodle Bug. I had some minor issues with the Doodle Bug when I first started setting it up. There were a couple things that really kind of ticked me off about it, but they have actually been addressed. Specifically, I didn't love the machining on the original one. It wasn't really stellar, especially for the amount of money this thing costs. It is not an inexpensive atomizer. The machining wasn't great. The So I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully you can see this. But see that screw? The screw's really tall, and the wick hole is really, really close to that screw. So, which is nice. So you don't have you know, a long piece of wire hanging off the bottom of the coil. You know, the leg heading toward the negative screw. But it was just a little bit too close. So, and I'm using 28 gauge wire on here, and I had issues when I was setting it up with the wire touching the negative screw. There's not a lot of room to work with there. I also had a couple issues with the, you know, tightening the positive post nut down and kind of over tightening it, and then it tightened the bottom one, and that caused the center post to rise, and then it wasn't making connection with the addy anymore, so then I had to go back and make adjustments to it. That was kind of a pain in the ass. So it kind of ticked me off at first. I did get it set up, and I got it vaping really well. It vapes exceptionally well. I will say that. But I had those issues right off the bat, and, you know, wasn't too thrilled with it. So I sent a message to Matt over at Rocketsciencemods. I said, Matt, you know, I really want to like this thing, but here's the issues that I'm having. So, and then I get the new version. It's all fixed. Just a slight space now, just enough that it makes a big difference in between the negative screw and the come on, focus for me. Yeah, there you go. In between the negative screw and the wick hole. Okay. Also, the negative screw is much shorter. Okay, and you can see that, but the one on your right is the new one, obviously, that I haven't put juice in yet. The negative screw is much shorter. It's got a much lower profile, so that also helps with not having a wire touch it, and the spacing's a little bit better. The machine quality is better as well. It's much more polished looking. I also found that it's more snug. The positive post is more snug, and I didn't have the issues with the bottom tightening when I tightened the top cap on this one, and I've tried a few times, so really happy with that. He did give me some extra of the new screw though, so that I can put it on the other one, so that I don't have the issues with them touching, which is really good. So yeah, I mean, that impressed me, the fact that he, you know, was very responsive to feedback and fixed the issues with it. The only other thing really that I dislike about it is you can see the way that the tank is set up in there, that hourglass shape. It looks really cool, but it's kind of inconvenient, because what ends up happening, because the wick hole is very close to the positive post, which is a good thing, when you put the wick in there, the wick doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the tank. Even if you cut it at an angle so you can put it as close to the bottom and, you know, have it at the same angle as that bottom hourglass piece there, it still doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the tank. So, you know, if you want to vape it all the way down to the bottom, you do have to give it a fair tilt. Not a huge deal. Honestly, with the new one, with the new version, that's really my only complaint. The machining on it is impeccable. I like the draw. It feels a little airy for a 1mm. I typically like a 1.2mm. This is a 1mm. It feels more like a 1.2. I don't know why. I'd be lying if I told you I knew why. It's 22mm. It's got a very reduced top cap, and you can see, I'll show you here, you can see how much that is reduced in there. So it does intensify the flavor quite a bit. It really does make a difference. Been really happy with it, I have to say. The look of it, I think, is fantastic. Hold on a second, let me put the cap back on this guy, just so you can get a look. This is what it looks like on top of a Caravella. No gap, okay? Fits flush, almost looks like a hybrid. Really, really nice. I love that. I think it looks fantastic. I wish that this Caravella had, you know, polished top and bottom caps, because then it would really match nice. But I mean, you know, just being nitpicky, you know, it's still a Caravella and it's still awesome. So I'm going to take a couple vapes off of this guy. Yeah, it's good. Vapor production's great. The flavor is great. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna touch anything on the Caravella finish-wise. Other mods maybe brush it, polish it, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna F with the Caravella. So, yeah, I'm gonna take another vape. That's really good. So the Doodlebug is right around, I think, comes out to right around 200 bucks. It's, again, not a cheap atomizer. That includes a good chunk of it is shipping. A good chunk of it is a shitty exchange rate with England. Sorry to my UK brothers that are in the room. Yeah. What am I vaping juice-wise? I am vaping right now Pumpkin Tumble from Alice in Vapeland, which is very, very tasty and available in their C room. And I'm going to take another vape off it because it tastes so damn good. Well, here's the other thing. I just found out, actually, today. I didn't realize this. You know, this was supposed to be kind of a, you know, a review to introduce the Doodlebug to some people, because it is a fairly new atomizer and there aren't a lot of them out there yet. But apparently, after the next batch is done, which I think is batch 4, they're not going to make them anymore. So sorry, I was, you know, planning on, you know, recommending this to you guys and saying, you know, if you do have the money to spend, it's a really good atomizer, but it is not going to be available. However, Rocketsciencemods is going to be doing some other stuff. They're not going anywhere. This was just something they decided to stop after the 4th batch, and they're going to be making a different atomizer. I think the next one's going to be in titanium. I'm a big fan of the titanium Addy. They're nice and light, and the what's the term for it? Heat disbursement on it is really nice. It heats up and cools down really fast, which helps to warm the vapor. That was one of the things I really like about the Hydra. So, oh, really, Pack? Okay. Yeah, it's all the exchange rates. So, but anyway, I really like it, though. It's a really good atomizer. I'm really excited to see what else Rocketsciencemods does. I love their customer service there. They've been very responsive to me, to all the questions I've had for them. I've gone back and forth with Matt over there a number of times. They were really good about fixing the issues that people have had with the device. I love to see that. So, you know, and this is a, you know, for a first atomizer that they've ever done, it's awesome. And I'm really, you know, I'm really excited, and I think that, you know, this is going to sit on top of, you know, the Caravella here for a long time. So, very, very happy with it. What else can I say about it? It's stainless steel. I'm not sure which grade stainless, but I think it's 304. The contacts are brass. If that freaks you out, it shouldn't. Need to do some more research. The internals, the positive post is brass, and it has brass nuts on there as well. So it's got good conductivity. It hits really hard. You know, when I set it, you know, when I wrap a coil at you know, whatever 0.91 ohm, whatever I decide to wrap it at, it hits like it should, and it hits hard. And the flavor is fantastic. And like I said, you know, for a 1mm air hole, it feels a little airy, but not in a bad way. I actually like it a little airier than a typical 1mm, and it has huge vapor production too. So I'm going to take another puff here. That's good. That's tasty. A tasty treat. It's delicious. So yeah, Doodlebug. Big thumbs up from this guy. Like it a lot. Comes with Allen key, some wire, a couple extra O-rings, and I've got a couple extra replacement screws in there as well. So yeah, it's good. Thing's good. What else can I say? Did I mention it's good? It's also good. It's a good atomizer. It's a great atomizer. I like it a lot, especially with the new revisions. So if you are able to get your hands on one, maybe via classified somewhere, I know, you know, I hate to say that, you're going to end up overpaying. The lists are closed, though. If you can get one through a trade, maybe something, I don't know. It's a good atomizer, though. Wish they were still available. Sadly, they are not. But I am a fan. So that's the Doodlebug. If you guys have any questions about the Doodlebug, we'll talk about the Doodlebug some more if you want in the last 15 minutes of the show when we do the Q&A stuff. You know, it does have the adjustable throat hit. Top cap stays on there real snug. I'm trying to think of anything I forgot to mention. Top cap's on there really snug. You know, you can swing it around by the top cap. It's not going anywhere. Good stuff. So, make me an offer. Okay. Hold on a sec. My allergies are acting up and my eyes getting a little funky. Actually, I'm crying. You made me cry. Capone's Pops. You're an asshole. Oh, that's better. So, oh, I'll send you another PM real quick, Shooter. Hold on a sec. You'll see it in the chat. There you go, sir. Yes, giant tears. Giant tears. Let's see. What do we got next? Right on schedule. The Fine. Okay? This is another limited edition. You know, first I want to apologize, guys, because I really don't. The purpose of this show is not to show off devices that are not attainable, and I don't want you guys to feel like that is what's happening here. So I apologize. I wanted to showcase the Fine today because I really like the device, and you know, I wanted to give some props to Iulian Dorojan, which I'm sure I massacred his name again. I think the guy's a great mod maker, but you know, typically I'm not going to show 2 out of 3 devices that are not going to be available, so I just want to apologize for that. Anyway, let's talk about the Fine. He's got another device coming out called the IQ. I don't know if the list is still open, but it's a big list. He's going to make a bunch of them, so if you can get on there, do it, because I really like this device and I think the guy's good. He's a good mod maker, and he's another guy that's responsive and corrects issues. So this little sucker is a 14500 device. I've actually got, actually I'll mention this real quick. Doodlebug or Rocketsciencemods did some drip tips in the last run of Doodle Bugs. They're pretty cool, actually. They're very airy drip tips. It's got like a canyon down the center of it, cavern. It's very large. I like that a lot. It doesn't restrict the airflow at all, so you get the airflow you're supposed to get from the device. But anyway, the Fine, it's a 14500 hybrid. It's a screw top, so you don't have adjustable throat hit. Not a huge deal. You're going to want this to line up with the wick because it has good throat hit on its own. It's got a super tiny chamber. I mean, I don't know if you can see just how small this device is. Now, granted, I have pretty big hands, but just you know, from the tip of my finger down, it's a really, really small device. It takes a 14500 battery. It's about the same. Actually, I compared this to a friend of mine's device who had. We were comparing devices, and his is bigger than mine. He has a mini VV Nova setup on an Ego twist. I don't remember which size twist he's using, but it was taller than the Fine hybrid. It's got some nice engravings on it. They're very, very faint. I don't know if you can really see that. There, he says Fine, Iulian O, Dorojan. I'm going to say your name wrong a bunch of times. This thing is awesome. It hits fantastic. It vapes fantastic. It's got, I believe it's got a 1mm air hole. It's a pretty tight draw, but the flavor is phenomenal on it. And even with that tight draw, it has really good vapor production. I'll show you. So, very good vapor production. I'm going to take another puff. Man. And it's got good throat hit too. I like just a little bit of throat hit personally. I usually vape higher VG content than PG, and I do vape a low nic. I've been able to kind of whittle myself down to 6 milligram. So you know, I don't get a ton of throat hit. I get good throat hit from this device though. Not so much that I choke when I take a big drag off of it though. It hits awesome. I love the feel. It's really, really solid for something so small and light. I mean, it's actually not super light. I mean, it's pretty well, you know, it's fairly thick stainless steel. It's really well constructed. I like the engravings on it. It's got some nice lines on it. You can see it's got lines all down the body there. It does have a vent hole in the bottom, as it should. It's a screw on top. It's fine. You know, I haven't had any issues with it lining up with the wick hole. It's a small area to work with inside, but I didn't find it problematic at all. You know, it was pretty easy to work with in there, even though it's not so much space. You know, everything's spaced out just perfectly. The screw just has a little bit of space in between that and the wire on the coil. You know, if the wick's set up nice and straight, it's really, you know, the wick is really close to that positive post as well. You can see, you know, so it's got a decent size fill hole, which helps with the wicking. It wicks great. I have it set up with a 1.0 ohm coil on it right now, I believe, if I remember correctly. It hits awesome. The craftsmanship on it is just fantastic. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I love that it, you know, like I said, it's almost a little heavy, even though it's not. You know, you can barely see where parts screw into each other. You know, it's very, very fine. Har har har. comes with, usually comes with an extra tank, but I broke it. So no extra tank. Whoops. Now, I'm going to show you what the original switch looks like. I'm not going to pull the new switch out because, Fred? I'm not going to pull the new switch out just because I would have to disassemble the coil in order to pull the new switch out. So this is what the old switch looked like. The material used to house the switch is different now. It's not this kind of like epoxy-ish kind of plastic. I'm not sure what the new one is, but it looks almost like a cork. It's not, though. The old switch is it's a spring switch, and it's kind of a soft, like squishy switch to fire it. People were having issues with it firing every time. I didn't like the feel of the original switch, so even though it was firing, I said, screw it, I've got the upgrade switch, I might as well put the upgrade switch in. Oh man, what a difference. The new switch, the upgraded version, it's nice and firm, it's nice and clicky. I like, you know, with a bottom button, I like it to be nice and smooth. But when it's a button like this, you know, like what's on the Orion, I like it to have like a click. I like it to feel very tactile, and this does. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, or maybe it's wood. Thanks, Capone's Pops. But yeah, it looks kind of like a cork-ish material. But actually, I can show you without taking the switch apart. The bottom here. So that's the material that houses the wick now, or houses the switch now. So we'll focus in there. Looks kind of like cork. Might be made of wood. Not really sure. But anyway, yeah, it works great. I haven't had any problems with it. Another thing, I found it really easy to set this up. I actually did not oxidize the wick. I used the Peter K method. I made a wick out of 500 mesh and left it a little bit springy, tightened it up just enough to fit inside the coil, popped it in there, pulse fired it a few times, no problem, done. No shorts, you know, I mean there were a couple obviously when I was pulse firing it, but they worked out very, very quickly. Another thing I want to show you here, the spring in the bottom is silver plated, hits nice and hard. I can call you Chris? Okay, well, you know, some people don't like when I call them by their real names in chat, so thanks, Chris. So, what else? I mean, obviously it's got a really small top chamber, which is going to help with the flavor. That in combination with the tighter draw, you know, the smaller the air hole, the tighter the draw, the sharper the flavor is going to be. The larger the air hole, the more vapor production and the less flavorful the vapor will be. This strikes a really nice balance between the flavor and the vapor, much like the Hydra did, much like the Hellfires do. The flavor is not quite as sharp as the flavor is in a Hellfire Mini. Not quite as sharp as the flavor was in the Hydra, but really damn close. I'm just gonna say it. This is my favorite hybrid that I've ever used. I haven't used a ton of hybrids. I should say this is my favorite hybrid that is available on the market right now that I have used. I won't get into the details of what I mean by that, but anyway, It's really, really good. It's a really nice device. I wish they were still available. I wish it wasn't a limited run. I wish you guys could go out and buy it right now. It's really nice. Yeah, what else to say? Things that I don't like about it. I don't like the tank. The tank is really, really thin and really, really fragile. That kind of sucks. I wish that it had a tank sleeve, or the tank was thicker, or I was paying attention and could spend more time on Vape Pit and was able to get my hands on one of the stainless steel tanks for the fine that were made aftermarket, but sadly I did not. So that's problematic. Some people have had issues with juice leaking down the center posts into the switch. I mean, I don't know. The insulator looks really snug to me. The white insulator around the center post there. You see that? Where you know, on the Addy diaphragm there. So I haven't had a problem though. It's not leaking down there on mine. If you want to be if you have one of these, you want to be really safe, just to be sure, what you could do is, you know, it does come out fairly easily. You could pop that out and maybe put just a little bit of Vaseline around the outside and maybe on the inside, and then pop it back in just to make sure that it's nice and watertight. But I didn't have any issues with that personally. Yeah, the other, you know, and the battery life sucks, but it's a 14500. You know, I mean, if you're going to use a 14500 device, a typical vapor is going to go through more than one 14500 battery in a day. That's just the way that it works. You know, you're sacrificing battery life in exchange for having a device that's much more compact and much more elegant looking. It probably looks ridiculous in my hands. I mean, I can almost cover the whole thing up with my hand, but not quite. But yeah, Vape's awesome. It reminds me a lot of the Peter K Vapor, but without that annoying mouth switch. Sorry, Peter K, I don't like that mouth switch on it. And with a much, much, much higher build quality. Oh. Oh, goodness. That is fantastic. So yeah, like I said, it's basically like you know, it's similar to a Peter K Vapor, but the build quality is much higher. It feels much more sturdy. It doesn't feel. It looks very elegant, but it doesn't feel flimsy at all, with the exception of that damn super thin glass tank. But I think Iulian is going to be nice enough to let me buy a couple extra glass tanks when I get my IQ, so he's going to ship a couple extra fine glass tanks for me when that happens, so that'll be good. Hopefully I won't bust you know, all of those up, but yeah, so you do need to be a little careful with it. It's not really a good on-the-go mod because it doesn't have great battery life, and it does have the rather fragile tank. So no Gojira in the mix tonight. This is all instrumental stuff. What was the last song? I'm actually not sure. Hold on a sec. Last song was Animals as Leaders. So, and I'm actually going to go on to next song. This is Cloud Kicker. Hope you guys are enjoying the music, by the way. Good. I'm glad you like the music. It's all instrumental metal, mostly gent stuff. Got some Cloud Kicker, Animals as leaders, Keith Merrow. What else is in the mix here? That's most of it, actually. I have a few other things that I'm probably going to throw in the mix later on, but oh, I love Meshuggah, but Meshuggah doesn't do too much instrumental stuff, so I like to leave the stuff with the vocals out. But I do love Meshuggah very much, though. In fact, I've seen them a number of times. But anyway, so yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Fine. I can't really think of anything else to say about it. Like I said, it was easy to set up. Just to summarize it, easy to set up. Very nice build quality, especially with the new Switch. I like the new Switch a lot. I can see maybe why people had issues with the first one. I didn't really give the old Switch a chance, though. Why bother? I mean, he took the time to upgrade the Switch. I might as well, review the new Switch like it's supposed to be vaped. So, construction's great, build quality's great, vape's great, flavor production's great, or flavor production. That makes sense? Yeah, it kind of makes sense. The flavor's great, vapor production's great. It's a little fragile because of the tank. Battery life's not great. Overall, I love it. That's really fantastic. I wouldn't take it as like a travel mod, but as something to have at home. It's fantastic. And I really love how easy it is to set up. No issues with setting it up with a single wick at low ohm. No issues with it wicking, keeping up with it. It does, actually, one other thing, it does have a relatively tall tank because it's so narrow. I believe he did that so it had decent juice capacity. It does have pretty good juice capacity. So when it gets way down to the bottom of the tank, you do have to maybe, give it a relatively good tilt. You don't have to do one of these like drink your juice bullshit type tilts, but yeah. But that's really just because of the length of the wick, and it doesn't quite wick up all the way fast enough. So, as is right now, I mean, I can vape it at 430 without any problem. Ah, that's good. So, yeah, so that's the Fine. Let's see. What else do we have for tonight? Let's do another giveaway. So, we're going to do a giveaway from one of my favorite juice vendors, Boondock Vapes. Let's see. Oops. Nope, don't pay attention. Oh, perfect. 69. Ha, that's funny. Didn't even mean to hit that button. Let me refresh. Alright, we'll do 1 to 75 again. So, Boondock Vapes, great juice. They do really good fruit blends. I tried another one of their juices this week. I intended to test all of them initially, but they gave me a bunch of samples to try. I've been kind of doing like 1 or 2 a week though. This week I tried the strawberry daiquiri. It's really good. All of the fruit blend type flavors that I've tried from them are really, really tasty. The only one I didn't like was the coffee vape, but I don't think that's really their fault. That was kind of I can't really vape coffee vapes at all. I haven't tried any that I like, so I wouldn't hold that against them. But the fruit blends are great. Cashmere is really good. Mango is really good. The strawberry daiquiri is really good. The pina colada is really good. Yeah, they're very, very good. I highly recommend you give them a try. So their website is www.boondockvapes.com. This is open to anybody that wants to participate international as well, so feel free to jump in. We're going to pick a number from 1 to 75. When I say go in chat, type in the number. And couple 69s. Excellent. 69, dude. Give it a few more seconds. And then when I say stop in chat, please stop. Get your numbers in if you haven't yet. Alright, stop. Alright, let's see. And the winner is 73. Alright, Max got 72. I think it's you, Mac. Congratulations. Apparently whatever strategy that is worked, Mac. Congrats. Oh wait, did Yardbird have 73? I just saw someone say hooray Yardbird. I didn't see... No, he had 59. Okay, sorry. No, congrats, Mac. I'm gonna shoot you a PM with my email address. If you can send the... Oh, I didn't even tell you what you won. Ha! So, what you won from Boondock Vapes is 4, count them 4, 6 milliliter sample bottles. They're the larger sample bottles. So, what you're going to do is go to their website, pick out 4 flavors, send me an email with the 4 flavors you want, the nic level that you want, the PG-VG ratio that you want, and make sure you include your address as well, please. And I'm sending you the email via PM right now. Alright, congratulations. So, so we wrapped up the reviews a little bit early tonight, maybe like 5 minutes early, that's okay. Let's do some Q&A. So we'll do about 15 minutes of Q&A, and then that'll be the end of the show. So if you have any questions about any of the devices that I talked about tonight, if you have any questions about anything from previous shows, if you just want to shoot the shit, tell me to fuck off, all acceptable, pardon my language. So... You know, it sounded like a couple people had issues, let us head, with the video, but I think the vast majority of people are not having a problem. So I don't know. I know Chris was having a problem earlier on Firefox. Alright, fire away, Chris. The wire rope so far. So the wire rope, it works. I think it's better for. No, Chris, no, I don't. But thank you for the offer. So the wire rope, I don't think it works as well. I know it doesn't work as well as mesh. It doesn't. While it wicks faster, it doesn't wick as far, I noticed, so I found that as I went down the tank using the wire rope, I had to tilt the device more and more. With a tilt, it works great. So as long as you don't mind tilting the device, the wicking on it is fine. But it doesn't wick with capillary action terribly well. I still want to try the 7x19 wire rope, which may wick better with capillary action. I don't know. I've only tried the 7x7 version, so I'm going to try to get my hands on some 7x19, try that out, report back to you guys. So it's pretty good though. For a beginner, I think it's great because one of the tough things to get down when you're starting off using mesh and using Genesis style is actually rolling the wick properly. If you don't roll the wick properly, you'll have issues with wicking. So you know, I think that that's good, because, you know, all that you need to do is wrap that one little tiny piece of mesh around the top so that the surface area is flat, and then you can do everything else like you do on normal Genesis setup. You know, you torch the part where the coil's going to touch it, and yeah, and you're pretty much good to go. So, I mean, it's a much quicker setup. It doesn't wick quite as well, though, in my opinion. So, yeah, Pack, actually, hold on a sec. I'll show you. If you want to watch my episode from last week, starting at about a half hour into the show, I did a whole segment about stainless steel wire rope as a alternative wick, if you want to try that. And I'm going to post a link to the page where I got the stuff. Yes, Naughty, I have seen the moon. I actually am on the list. It looks pretty cool. It's the new NGP. They're actually changing the name of the company from NGP to, I think, Moon. But let's see. Yes, you can torch mesh using a gas stove. You can torch mesh using anything that'll bring it to a glow, Yardbird. As long as it oxidizes it, it doesn't matter what you use. You could even torch it with a regular Bic lighter. It just takes longer. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, no problem, Pack. You know, like I said, you know, don't get super excited about the wire rope. I know that you have a lot of experience and you probably can roll a wick real quick. So, but for a beginner, it's definitely good. I will say this though: I found that it actually wicks faster than a wick that's set up for tilt vaping. So, like a very hollow, low-grade mesh wick that's set up for doing like a heavy tilt to wick really fast on a low ohm coil. It actually wicks faster than that on a tilt. It just doesn't wick real well with capillary action. So, you know, I have some of the Nextel wick. I haven't tried it yet. That scares me a little bit. The fact that you have to torch it for 5 to 10 minutes to get the deadly chemicals out of it really kind of freaks me out a little bit, to be honest with you. I kind of rather go with stainless steel, especially since I don't oxidize it. I know it oxidizes a little bit over time, but I don't oxidize the wicks for the most part anymore. I haven't tried the Nextel yet. I do have some. I'm probably going to try some. I got the one from SNG Vapor. We're going to give that a whirl. Rise, I actually am in a co-op on ECF for some of the ceramic wicks, the porous ceramic wicks, and I also have some other ones on the way as well from the same maker. I've got them in both sizes. I will be trying those out. In fact, I'm probably going to talk about them on next week's show if I get them in time. So I'll report back on that. Let's see. Yeah, Bushmaster, I'm glad you tried it. It does work. I mean, it works pretty well. The hardest thing with setting it up is cutting it. You need pretty decent wire cutters to get through it. But yeah, it works pretty well as long as you don't mind tilting, like I said. So, let's see. Did I catch all the questions? Oh, yeah, I don't even know if Bear Brass Mods was asking me which Nextel I got or if he was asking someone else a question. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry some people are having issues with the video. I'm not really sure. I think the vast majority of people it's working fine, so I don't know. It's got to be on your end. Let's look at this nice confusing chart for the rest of the show. Ah! Oh, you got some of the 7x19. Nice. Where did you pick that up? Did you get that off of Amazon Supply, Bushmaster? I didn't see any 7x19 in 316 that wasn't either lubricated or galvanized. So if you did, shoot me a link. So that was the dirtiest thing ever said on TV. Oh, what was the dirtiest thing ever said on TV? I have no idea. You tell me, T-Bull. Yeah, Eric's nipple was pretty dirty. So was that little gif of you sanding one of your mod stands, Ghosts. And don't worry, I'm not going to post that one. Ah, that's good, Tim. Wow. They didn't even know it back then, I bet. Mid-range price RBA novice RBA tank would you recommend for you? Okay, so Yardbird, it depends on your what kind of price range we're talking about. When you say mid-range, are you talking like around 30 bucks? Or are you talking around like 75 bucks? Because that depends. It also will be dependent on whether or not you're looking for a Genesis style, or if you want something that's designed for silica. So 20 to 40, I would actually agree with the AGAT Plus. You may need to make some minor modifications. It's a decent atomizer though. I mean, for the price, it's pretty good. You can get those over at Discount Vapors, one of my sponsors. And I think he's got the best price on those. So the only issue with the AGAT is they aren't the easiest thing to set up. Even though they do vape pretty well, but if you use the Peter K method, you should be fine. You can also use an oxidized stainless steel washer on the top post to close the gap between the wick and the positive post, because the wick hole is way too far away from the positive post, which is the major issue with it. So but that's the direction I would go. Like Karen said, go with the AGAT Plus. Yeah. So if you take a stainless steel washer, I don't remember what size, oxidize it and place it underneath the top nut of the AGAT Plus. So that it reduces the amount of space, or it reduces the length of the top leg, basically. That'll help immensely with the issues that people are having with having the top leg heat up. M3 washer. Thank you, Cisco. I mean, you don't have to oxidize it, but I mean, then you'll have. Oh, what was that noise? Oh, getting messages on Facebook. Whoops. Yeah, you don't have to oxidize it, but if you do oxidize it, it'll definitely make your life easier, because then you don't have to worry about it, about the wire conducting through the washer. So yeah, that works too. I mean, there's a number of different ways you can do it. A lot of people modify the air holes on them too. You know, there's a few different things that you can do to modify the AGAT Plus to improve it. But yeah, that's the device that I would recommend though for that price range. Anything else, guys? We still got another 5 minutes or so. Mesh for a beginner. Yeah, he might tear his feathers out. That's true. Yeah. Well, you know, I like a little more airy than the AGA, the draw on the AGA. If I remember correctly, the AGA T Plus, the hole on that is even smaller than 1mm. I think it might even be like a 0.8mm or something like that. If it is 1mm, it's a really tight draw for a 1mm. You know, I mean, the Fine has a 1mm, and it doesn't feel tight to me. I mean, it's a little bit tight, but it's perfect. I wouldn't change it. But the AGA draw I thought felt a little bit too tight. And I don't know if maybe they did that to compensate for how large the top chamber is, to give it a little more flavor. I don't know if they really even thought that far ahead when they made it. I'm not sure, but you can modify it. So, all right. Thank you, Bear Brass Mods. Thanks for coming by. Always a pleasure. I'm sure I'll talk to you. I do so love the Fine. That is nice. So I'm gonna switch it up. Nice, Chris. That stuff is good. Did you buy the 100ml bottle like I said? It's worth it. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll be getting a message soon about those. I think I'm on that list. I hope I'm on that list. Let's see. Only 50. Yeah, Grant's Vanilla Custard. You don't know Grant's Vanilla Custard, Ghost? That's good stuff, man. Made in the UK. They say, and it says on his website that it tastes better on silica. I have actually not tried it on silica. I've only used it in Genesis style, and I think it's fantastic. So if it tastes even better on silica, then that's awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, especially with the exchange rate and the shipping, but if Pack 79 is right and the UK's economy goes down the crapper and the exchange rate gets a lot better, it might not be too expensive. Yeah, I'll bring some to Vape Bash. You can try it. You can try my custard at Vape Bash, Ghost. Yeah, I'm waiting on the Congestus as well. That's going to be fun. They finally made a mod that'll fit properly in my hand. That'll be nice to play with. Now, actually, that's funny you say that, Pack. That was actually the first thing that I used it in was an AMR from Rampage Mods, which is a top-fed Genesis, and I thought it was phenomenal. So, I didn't even think of that. Good call. Love the AMR, by the way. I think you guys know that already, though. I raved about that thing when I did the review. That's a really nice device. So, alright. Well, we're actually wrapping up the show here in another minute, or another couple minutes. If you guys have any other questions, you know, get them in now. If not, then, well, write them down and ask me next week. Where's Fred? Where's Fred? I don't know where Fred went. Fred was kind of being a tool and messing with some stuff on the table, so he got the squirt bottle, and he hasn't been back since. But he'll forgive me. He always does. So anyway, thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna wrap up now. Appreciate it. Next week, hopefully I'll have the ceramic wicks in time that I can test them for a few days for next week. I'm not sure what else we're going to talk about next week. We'll see. Depends on what comes in the mail in the next couple days. But if it's not here by Friday, then it's not going to be on the show next week because I got to give it at least 5 days. So. Anyway, thanks again, everybody. Appreciate you coming by. Hope you enjoyed the show. Nice to see some new faces in here. Hopefully we'll see you next week. And the show will be posted up on Vape on TV's YouTube channel probably within the next day or two. So, you know, feel free to post any questions on the comments there on YouTube if you have any other questions about the show. So, yep. Thanks again, and have a good night, guys. Mwah.